Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste and welcome everyone to Satsang today. Sadhguru Sri Muji Baba Ki Jai. Very good. So some have had their hands up for a bit, so we'll start with that. Anja. Anja or Anya? How do you say?
Anya. But I like Anja as well. Namaste, Father. I feel like, although I've never spoken with you, I feel like I don't have the right to ask anything because I got every answer I need. I got for hundreds of times, and I know I already should realize it, or how to say. But at the moment, it's really, I feel I'm so immense. I'm distracted so much. So there is such a habit to do and to organize and to think and to control and to plan and to want, and it's like there's no time to honor what I've seen. And I don't know whether you can help me just to destroy this destruction.
Yeah. So what happens is that this is a good report actually, although maybe in your head it sounds like very bad news or something. But you said firstly that you heard satsang often, and what is being pointed to is quite clear, and you feel like the answer should be there with you already, but life seems to present so many distractions and so many other things to plan and do and things that there's really no time to honor what the insight has been, what is present as your true self. It can feel like, but I'm not doing justice to that. Now, I have some good news for you, as usual. What you need to do is just here and now. You don't have to fix it for the future. You don't have to worry about what happened in the past. Can we honor the truth right now? So, that honoring the truth is the dissolution of time and space. You see? So, and we're talking about the same thing, where you realize what you are, or you recognize what you are in this very moment. And in that recognition, there is no notion of time and space left, isn't there? So, so if you were to fast forward through this, and I was to take you to the main point, which is, are you aware now? What would you say?
Yes.
Yeah. You see? And this discovery can only be made intuitively. It is not possible for this discovery, this concept, we can say conceptually. If we are visualizing some dark empty space, then we may be saying visually. But the discovery that I'm talking about of yourself as awareness, it can only be known intuitively. And all of you are coming to this intuitive insight. In fact, every time I ask you, you see it. It is true. So now, from that same place where you can report, yes, you are aware, tell me if there is any time.
No, there isn't.
There's no time. So all that needed fixing is automatically resolved in this. So It is a mind tactic, first to trouble you with thoughts, then to trouble you because we are spiritual now to trouble you with thoughts about thoughts. So it's a one-two punch, as I call it. So jab, jab, punch, knockout. You see, and so what is happening is that there are thoughts, and sometimes we get caught up in them, and then but the master thought which is causing you suffering now is that you should not be caught up in thoughts, but that is also a thought, isn't it?
Mm.
You see, so these meta thoughts are more troublesome to the spiritual seeker than to the regular guy.
Yes.
You see, because we now think that we should know better, we should not be doing this stuff anymore. But this know better is not bringing us to that insight. This know better is creating a shape out of us which is saying that I should be a better spiritual seeker, or I should be more free by now, or I should be over this stuff. Is it? So, so this spiritual self-judgment, it is important to drop. The point of spirituality is not to come into more suffering. And yet, spiritual seekers seem to be doing that because the spiritual insights are being converted to conceptual idea about how this life should operate in time and space. And now we are troubling ourselves with that. You see, so we are troubling ourselves with more than how we started actually. You see? Now we know spiritual things to trouble ourselves with. So, so right here and now, the best gift you can always give to yourself is just let go. Give yourself the freedom of open and empty, of the unborn, in this moment, and that universe which you thought you belonged to is gone. You see? Let the next universe, if it is ever born, you see, just let that take care of itself. It's like if you have a dream tonight, later, then some dream Ananta has to come and help you there. You see, so we don't have to worry about that situation. For right now, we are free. You see. So again, my dear, I keep asking you to unmute because I just want some feedback on this. It is easy. So what happens is that thoughts make us trouble, and then when they are not troubling us, then these thoughts about how those thoughts should not be there are getting us trouble. So don't get troubled by those. You see, the mind will, of course, propose to you that Ananta should give me a permanent solution. Is it? Give me a permanent solution because it's okay for now, because now we are in satsang, and I've heard often because we're sitting together here, it can feel like now it's fine, no? But I know you will say, I know once it's over, then I'll be back to the same. But the permanent solution is only to remain in the unborn. See, right now that is not as a not as a plan or a tactic or a strategy, but just fully in the unborn, not in time. And now,
Yes, it's like you say. It's exactly like this. And
I don't know what the future of this expression called Ananta is going to be. Like, I don't know if tomorrow I will be fully identified or any of that. I just know that the opportunity for freedom is here right now, and I'm making use of that. If this one is going to be delivered tomorrow, what is the best gift I can give to him now? To be free right now, at least. By thinking or worrying about a potential delusion tomorrow and falling into that delusion now is definitely not going to help him. By giving belief to the notion of a tomorrow or of time, now is never going to help any presumed one who is going to be there tomorrow. So even if we speculate and say there will be one tomorrow, what is the best gift you can give to them? Only your freedom now. If breakfast is lying in front of you, but you just keep worrying about whether there will be lunch or no, then that's a problem. Freedom is here in front of you now. Let the future take care of itself. Let the past take care of itself. It is not you anyway, in the way that we take ourselves to be like an object in time and space. Who is the one that has this problem?
I know it's just the one I think I am, but there's so much suffering.
To the one that you think you are, there is a lot of suffering. And to your reality,
None.
none. You see? How to solve the problem for the non existent one?
To not identify, but that's the point. That's so difficult.
If
Oh,
I say, I was saying this yesterday, if I keep saying that I need to get rid of the 100-pound brick on my head, I need to get rid of the 100-pound brick on my head, what will all of you tell me?
I didn't understand the word.
If I said I have to get rid of this 100-pound brick on my head, you see, and I kept saying that to you, what would you tell me?
To put it down.
What? But it doesn't go. It doesn't go down. You see, I'm trying. It just comes back. I put it down, it keep coming back. What will you tell me?
I don't know.
You will tell me there is no brick. Is there a brick?
Oh no.
Isn't it? So in the same way, you see, if we keep reinforcing that I have to get rid of the person or I have this problem, you see. So we were doing this experiment. So just for a moment, just become fresh and open and empty. We'll come back to whatever needs to be resolved in a moment. You see, for now, just empty. Now, repeat to yourself that I have to get rid of the person 5 times. You see, with full belief, you have to be rid of the person. Be rid of the person. You have to be rid of the person. Get rid of the person. You have to get rid of the person. You see? I promise you, you will feel much more personal now than you did a few moments ago. The same way that I have to get rid of this break on my head. I have to. It could have even started as a game. But if I repeat it often enough, and if I refuse to look, you see, if I just go on belief that there has to be because I can feel the weight, you see, or I think there is. These are the two symptoms. So if you go on feeling and thought, then it can always present this problem to you. See? So how to be rid of it? Either we look and see, no break. You see? Hey, but while I'm in satsang now in front of all of you, my beautiful sangha is here. That's why brick is gone. You see? Now, the minute it's over, I'm telling you it come back. What to do? And you will keep saying, no, it is just an idea. There is no brick. You see? Just like you said, the one that is suffering is not real. The one that is reality is never suffering. So, how to solve the problem for the non existent one?
To recognize that it's not existing.
Yeah. Right now, without getting time involved in the picture, without involving a narrative, because if you make this part of your narrative, you're saying that this discovery right now has to do something for me. That is the only way you'll put this in your narrative. Put the truth in your narrative. You see? It'll always have the lens of selfishness in one way or the other, although we may not see it that way. You see, we want something for the non existent me. You see? And say, okay, the truth is here now, but how does that help me really? You see? It's not meant to. It's not meant to because the me doesn't exist. The truth is always the truth. Can the truth make a deal with the non existent one? Can you sing to the frog sitting next to you? Can't do it. No? And some will say, because I can't sing. Yeah. Yes. So don't solve it for me. Don't look for a resolution for the me, which is the which has a story, which has a past, which has a future. I've been saying often these days that the only use of the replica of what is which the mind seems to offer to you, it's a terrible replica. But the only seeming use of it is that it is only that you can insert in your story, in your narrative. The what is, even the what is manifest, you cannot insert into your story.
Thank you.
And usually, uh, the way the mind presents these things is much more exaggerated. How many moments yesterday were we caught up? Firstly, you struggle to remember more than 10 moments from yesterday. You'll have to make a project out of it. And then out of thousands and thousands of apparent moments, only 10 you remember, you see? And suppose all 10 were full of suffering and strategizing and planning and all of that. What about the rest of the many, many thousand moments? Are you saying that you were mostly free? What is the evidence that you were not? You see? So we cannot go with the mind picking and choosing and saying, see, but where, that I remember here. You see? It only brings out this kind of negative evidence.
Mm.
So when you notice, even if you notice that, okay, I have a tendency to get caught up in planning, or I have a tendency to go to the mind for suffering, then what is the best approach? Not to go to the mind for more thoughts about that, but just gift yourself open and empty right now.
Thank you, Father.
Oh, so well.
And thank you so much for this possibility to meet you like this.
So
So much.
very happy to see you, my dear. All my love.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Raise the volume more, huh? Acha. Let us try. It is mostly my mumbling, you know. Tell me if the sound is okay now. Is that buzzing sound is bad, or it's all right? It's okay. Good, good. Okay, so now we have Natalia.
Hello,
Hello, hello, my dear.
thank you. I would like to share my experience with how your guidance work in me, which you
Okay,
gave me on Monday.
I see.
You asked me how much of the space of your being does
Yes,
it occupies, and
yes,
this question I realized it is dropped within
yes,
and begin to work there. And soon I realized that actually with this question nothing can survive, nothing can grow.
yes, yes,
And therefore, I all the time I remain as this space. And
yes,
as soon as something, some thought or some feeling arises, immediately I'm with this question: how much space does it occupies in me?
yes.
It's just a miracle,
Yes,
and it finally stops this fan about which Guruji said,
yes,
because so much feelings which were here for years, they begins to lose their power.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, isn't it, to just see this? Because so many times I get the reports about something being very strong or too much. Is it? But when I ask you, so how much of your being is it taking up? Is it? We see that it is only too much for our identification as a shape, is it? And usually the shape of a body or whatever shape we may imagine ourselves to be. Then anything appearing can be too much. Is it? But already all this world of perceptions is appearing within you. All this universe of perception is appearing within you. And even that is not too much for you. You see? It is only when this mental division happens where we look at the realm of perceptions as if my boundary is here and the rest of the universe starts outside of this. That's when the trouble seems to begin. You see? Because that boundary is never fully accepted anyway. You see? Never fully accepted anyway. So we're left with like a mental shape of what we are. You see? So then what happens is something comes and the mind says, oh, this is so much. You see, we take its word for it instead of really checking. Is it really too much? Is it? And too much within what? How big is the container before you can say too much or too little? Isn't it? So, glass? Ah. So if I say you have to put a basketball in this, it's too much. No? There's no chance it can't. Unless if you're smart about it, you can remove the air. Anyway, we're not talking about any of that. So for this is A basketball is too much for this, you see. But if I say, let's try to squeeze the basketball into this room somehow, squeeze the basketball, it can come easily, Father. No? So I say, no, no, it's too much. What are you talking about? I show you. It's too much. Then you see that easy. Same way, before we can determine it is too big, too much, I can't handle it, all of these things. We must check around, look around and see what are the dimensions of this space. The space of your being where something appears and it is too much. You see? Can we check the dimension of that? And if it is not appearing to your being, then why would you be troubled with it anyway? If it is outside of you, then forget it. If it is appearing in you, let's measure the size of that you. Easy. So when we look, you will see that, oh, but this experience of this voice, all of these perceptions, all of these sensations, everything that I can ever attest to, even the apparent past from memory, even the imagination of the future, only happen within my being, my consciousness. You see? So now some little things they come. Little in only in relative terms to what your reality is. You see? So but if we take ourselves to be the tiny glass, then these basketballs of emotions and thoughts and sensations, pain, pleasure, all of these can seem like too much. Is it? So, and what does the comparison? Mind. It's only the mind that can judge things on this relative basis. You see? For your reality, you don't need a measuring stick. It's too much for the mind. I mean, in a sense, we say it's too much because the mind itself can't handle more than but what can the mind handle? Nothing. Exactly. So everything is too much for the mind. No. This moment, can the mind fathom? And I'm not speaking in any mystical way. I'm talking about what is manifest in this moment. Can the mind fathom? It is too much for it already. So we should recognize that everything is always too much for the mind. So no point going there. So where is it not too much? Where is the perception of the manifest? Where is the knowledge of yourself? There is, again, provisionally using a word called place. There is a place within you where it is not too much. Tell me if you find it. Where nothing is a problem. Where is that place? Anytime you're not referring to the mind, you're in that place. I have to add the thing in the transcript. I'll get some comments about it not being a place. So when we make references using the mind, then everything is too much. What can we really fathom there? What you're very cool. Always say, I don't feel disturbed or something. So so when we try to scoop out the world with our mind, the mind is unable to. You see? So it makes very lame, sort of primitive interpretations about what is. And usually the human condition seems to be that the habit is to buy into those interpretations. You see? Because we are operating under the notion that without that, what do we have? Only everything. We are operating under the presumption that without my mental interpretation, what have I really got? Only everything. And with your mental interpretation, where everything seems to get clouded up or blurry. Only seems to. So, to find the place where the entirety of the universe is an appearance within you, and where you recognize your reality as that which is beyond all of this manifest, is to only let go of the false. So it's not a movement towards it, it is just a letting go of the false. So don't try to go to that or progress on the journey or something like that. Just let go of the misinterpretation, the primitive notional ideas about what is, and tell me what I mean. Just like I love this kind of report because I told her something. She experimented with that. And so clear. So that means that there was more trust than then sometimes what will happen is the mind will try to modify it, will change it, will say, no, no, of course I know the answer. What is the point of time? It will try to get me away with. But this is like baby food actually. Just a little bit of openness to consume it. It's quite apparent actually. But that openness is the key. We have to let go of our idea about it and how to merge, you see, your current frames of thinking and try to put what the master is saying within that and make it like a nice, complete jigsaw puzzle, yeah, something like that. So you have to completely drop this frame of reference instead of trying to complete it. Otherwise, the game of questions and answers will go on. It'll keep going on. Because that they'll always have a missing piece. Even if you think you completed it today, tomorrow you'll see again, oh, but that piece I never saw, it's missing. Okay? Then that comes as a form of a question, saying, but what? Da 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 dee dee. Then some answer will come, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Something, blah blah, blah blah. Finish. Then, this is nice. Then a few minutes later, oh, but da 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 da. So you keep playing that game, and there's really no end to it. And you must actually start to explore sometimes what is the question actually. You see, because we're quick to presume I have a question. That doesn't mean I'm asking you to put your hands down. I'm just inviting an exploration of this thing. What is a question? What is it? Have you looked at it? Thank you. Thank you for the honesty. You had so many, no? But good to just sometimes explore what is it actually. Yeah, yeah, but mental noise, but representing what? Representing an idea of incompletion or a lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing of some sort, and a fundamental lack of knowingness is what it represents. And what is an answer?
A mental construct,
Exactly.
some other perception.
Another mental construct, which at least for the moment may seem like it is fulfilling that lack of knowledge and presenting that missing piece over there and promising the sense of completion to you.
Confusion.
Exactly. So you come to conclusion. Is it? But then is it ever settled that way? No, because the truth is too broad for our intellect to contain. So it'll always, you see, it'll always have leaky elements. So you look at that and you say, oh, but that I didn't get. Did Father say everything is God's will, or did he say that? Um, did he say that you are God and therefore everything is your will? Did he say I have no will, or did he say everything is your will? Okay.
The moment we pass this point about no knowledge is accurate,
Yeah.
you can never reach the old learned knowledge, that
Yeah.
knowledge was required for survival.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's a very strong habit,
yeah.
right? And it's almost it's reflected by the people around you, living there,
Of course.
working, right? There's a need to actually clearly see its falseness, that it can
Yeah.
never really actually be true.
Yeah,
That the need for knowing something to survive
yeah,
or to fulfill some life goals or
yeah,
whatever you think or mentally
yeah.
feel that you need
Yeah.
as this body mind is
So
actually true.
let's try some experiments with this. So suppose that in my day we would say, if somebody was really smart, we would say, oh, this one knows the entire Encyclopedia Britannica or something. Today you could say the entire internet, entire whatever Google can answer, you know the answer. So suppose you had all those answers in your head, but your heart stopped beating. What is more important, the intelligence that is beating your heart, or all the knowledge that Google has?
Because of past, like medicine
Exactly.
and various other forms of knowledge
Yeah.
that seemingly appear to human knowledge that there was some sort of control in what these
Yeah.
what the body and mind can do,
Yeah.
how people experience it. There seems to be sort of proof
Yeah.
again in the world of knowledge,
Yeah.
right? Again, mental construct.
But all of that is just dealing with the how to propose to the life force to reactivate that. Nothing is saying, no medical knowledge has ever told us that we know the intelligence that has put all this together, isn't it?
No truth.
Exactly. So all we can do through even that medical knowledge is to say that, okay, we've noticed that if we do like this, like that, then it seems true.
It
But
seems
how does it happen really? That nobody can 100% say. That's why, in spite of the best medical help, sometimes it doesn't work. So, but the point is that I'm saying that there's an intelligence which is running this life, and even if you say there's an intelligence that's running this body, all of the knowledge from the internet, if you store into your head, cannot match the slightest of that, isn't it? Because the millions of processes and functions that are even happening in one body, our mind definitely does not have the potential
expect the focus.
to run. You can maximum do something like try to work on one mental problem at a time, then another one maximum by two, three variables. It's all crazy business, anyway, right? So in our head, we cannot try to resolve more than X, Y, Z. You add A, B, C to that, too. And yet, life in its pure intelligence is working on millions and millions of variables at the same time. Right? So, but my uh, really invitation is to not try and convince the mind about it. Because even if it does get convinced, so I'm using reasoning to try and convince the mind about it. And even if it does get convinced now, then tomorrow it will come back with some other complaint or doubt or something. The really thing is that you have to say from your experience. Okay? Now let go. Okay? And now, and my question is there more truth in this than whatever we could rely on in our head?
It's only truth.
Yeah. And yet, every one of the mind's claim is the claim of truthiness. It is never claiming to you saying, this is falseness. It is presenting things to you that you can take as truth. Is it? And truth being truth has the power to present it that certificate. Is it? But you can never give it that reality.
It's
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
back, but there seems to be a goal that's being chased here.
Yeah.
That there's like a pain behind if I don't know, like a sense of
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it just feels like a sense of punishment that coming your way if you go.
Yes, yes. And this
Right.
is conditioning. The power of conditioning is like
Yeah.
we've had that experience in with parenting, with school, with work environments, with everything, which is forcing us to rely on just conceptual knowledge to run this life. In the arrogance that with conceptual knowledge I can run this life. See, that's what I was saying the other day, that if you had to pick between conceptual knowledge and the intelligence that's making your blood flow and you see keeping the apparently keeping atoms together, which is not true, but apparently. So what would you pick? There's some intelligence which is making food into this apparently. Okay? Now, if that stops, it is all the centrality of the body as the center of the story can go like this. We don't even know what the glue is that keeps the atoms together, if there is such a thing. Okay? And when I say we don't know, like scientists have tried to figure out these answers, but we have not found an answer in terms of what makes this lump of food gather together and act as a living organism. Okay? We don't even know that much. Okay? And yet, the human condition is to rely on this sort of conceptual knowledge to because I needed to live. But every time we check on life, it seems to be fine without it. Yes.
But I want to break this down. The
Yeah.
language we're using comfortably, we knowing this, it's a rumor, right? It's just words that we're just
Of course.
enjoying in a way
Yes.
as humans.
Yes.
La la la.
Exactly. We made it. We have this conversation at least. It seemed like a dream we had, but no, no. In the sense, even this exact words, I just feel like uh, I was going to say that we made a dictionary out of rumors, like this, and around that dictionary of make believe, we seem to have got stuck in the construct of language, and in the construct of language and interpretation, and constantly trying to determine and decipher everything. We seem to be missing out on that which is just naturally apparent.
We had a conversation about
Yeah.
like speaking. Like we noticed that, like this year, I noticed that there was the habit of appearing to be able to speak words that actually intellectually meant something,
Yeah.
so that it appears that the personality knew something,
Yes, exactly.
depending the person, like in a way.
Exactly.
So, but then there was a counterpoint that she brought up about like speech can happen naturally as well
Yeah.
without the personality.
Yeah.
Right. Then this fight about being quiet, I should be quiet, this one should be quiet, not talk. Really, yeah, it's a mental strategy.
So be quiet is not
Okay.
about the mouth.
Yeah.
It is not about the mouth at all. It is to not give credence to false knowledge. It is to not identify. Okay? So, and then you notice that the fallacy of that quietness, which is showing you that you are beyond this entire universe itself, then the idea that that should translate in some way to one appearance called this body itself is fraudulent.
And keep it.
Uh, uh,
I mean, you can never keep it.
yes,
But how can you arrive at it?
and I'm saying that the you that you're discovering yourself to be. What is the connecting point between that and this body?
Not
A thought can be like a notional connection. It can say, "Oh, the kitchen is connected to this room." You can say anything, but is it really?
say what is the real thing.
You cannot say, but you can find. What I mean is that what you find, you can never represent in
Yes.
words. You see, but the discovery of it is possible.
Yes.
You see? So many times we can feel that because it is unspeakable, it is unfindable. You see? And it is unfindable, and I believe at this point enough, it is unfindable through the traditional means of knowledge. But where I'm pointing you to, it is apparent that the idea that this is a true representation of my discovery about what I am is a complete fallacy. You see? Even the entirety of the universal play is not a complete representation of what I am. And don't struggle to fit these words in the head, obviously. I'm just speaking to that which your intuition already knows. So the struggle, although it can seem very complex, the struggle is when you try to insert this heart knowledge into a sort of a mental understanding. We don't do that. Yeah. What if you never had to understand anything?
Mhm.
Big relief. And you will not lose any truths. In fact, when I say, what do you know when you know nothing? It is so that we keep the masks of pretentious knowledge aside, the make believe and make pretend knowledge aside. And then what do we find? What do you know when you know nothing?
Best words I can find is what is reality. Reality.
Exactly. And we are looking for the real deal. But that's when the mind shows its true colors. When you're meeting reality, and all is pretend looking for the truth goes out the window and says, no, 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 but it's not safe there. It's too wobbly. What can I hold on to? What if it's all a lie? All of these doubts can come. This is the mind's resistance to this naked truth, this naked intelligence.
Or even
Yeah.
the mind saying that, no, you haven't understood it right.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't really done.
You haven't really
Oh, look at you saying all this fancy stuff. Yeah, yeah, it'll say like that. Yeah, yeah. It'll try to convince you of your imposter syndrome, all this kind of thing. These are folks. The truth is so freshly available to us constantly that the mind cannot win this battle. And the fact is that the mind is nothing but a play of the truth itself, ultimately. But don't become too friendly with it too soon.
all this battle and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it is making sense, but it's not really.
Power. This is called super fast reconstruction. Yeah. Ah, okay. Oh. Ah. proposition and dissolution. Okay. The proposition and the deconstruction.
That was going to be like sweet as you go.
Yeah. See, and don't pick up thoughts about, oh, I should have swept that. Sweep as you go. Sweep that too. Huh? In the sense that, like, proposition and deconstruction happening so far. So you're saying it's a similar metaphor to Guruji saying, sweep as you go. Then I say, yes, but many times the mind will come with propositions like, oh, you should have swept that away. But don't buy into that also. Sweep that also as you go. Sweep as it goes. Seriously. Okay, Natalia. Sorry, my dear. We took your report and made a conversation out of it.
Thank you very much. I can say that I spent years with that kind of nonsense. And during all the time, the truth was within me because I had the experience, and during the years it was, if it is not true, you can all that you told now. Yes, it can spend years, and it's so painful to understand that the truth was available all the time.
Is it painful to understand that?
Um, what I don't hear.
I heard you say it is so painful to understand that
To
the truth.
understand that all the time it was available and I knew it, and
Yeah.
I went with this nonsense.
It's painful, yes, sometimes, but mostly I would say it's quite wonderful.
Yes, yes, because it was the idea that I somehow I am responsible for the cleaning of the mind, and that some can depend on it.
Yes, yes. So, so all the notions are being deconstructed now. Everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Find yourself between the opposites that your mind can construct. Okay, let me elaborate on that. So, if your mind can construct painful and wonderful, locate yourself in the middle of them. And you say, okay, it's all right. And you say, all right, and a little bit uncomfortable. So locate yourself in the middle of them. You can no longer claim a position, not even positionlessness. Because positionfulness, locate yourself in the middle of that.
And now sorry. And now I see that even if when I say now about that it was painful, I can use this question and how much of my being does it occupy, and
Exactly.
it just go.
Yes, yes. So good, so good. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. The sound is really troubling today. It's all right. Okay, they're saying it's all right. Okay, my dear Etienne, you can come.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, hi. Uh,
Hello.
yes, I must say the sound is, first I must say for everybody, for many, the sound is really blurry. I don't know why. And it seems to me, it seems also that when others speak, not only you, it's also blurry. So I don't know I have no notion of technique. So I am just putting it forward.
Even when
So
others speak, it is not so clear. Is it?
sorry.
Even when the others speak, it is not so clear.
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks God, it's not always like this. But today is very. I'm really, I must say, very struggling. I was following at some point. I couldn't anymore. So I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I have no idea. I have no clue. I cannot help you.
Can we try this? How is this?
No, it's similar for me to me.
No, I don't hear you at all.
Uh, try to move your mic on your shirt just to see if what it changes.
Yeah, I was trying this option here.
But I think it's in the machine.
No, I don't hear you. Can you hear me?
No, 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 it's the same. The mic doesn't work. The mic doesn't work. It doesn't change anything when you move the mic.
Okay, what about this? Now, is
It's
it better
same.
now?
No,
Same, same.
bit, a bit
Bit
clearer,
better.
a bit less bass. But yeah,
I
okay.
see. Okay, we try with this mode for a bit and see how
Yeah,
it
yeah.
goes.
So no, actually, I put my hand quite a while ago, and I just, although I could not follow everything, I just want to thank you for this. Again, um, let us feel that we cannot not think us free.
Yes, yes.
and I had a question, um, because it feels, we are bathing in it, and and I have, it came to me suddenly, the image of the story of the frog, uh, which is in the water, and the water
Yes.
gets warmer and warmer. Yes. So
Yes.
my question is the other way around somehow.
Ah,
Is because Guruji says we are just melting.
yes.
We are ice melting.
Yes.
So what if we would not notice anything, just like the frog? Because
Yes.
it felt to me a bit like this
Yes.
in this period, and I must say, you're helping us to melt very much,
Yes.
and I feel it very much. And so my question would be also, how was it for you? Did
Ah.
you notice? Did you notice something? You see, because the mind is wanting to hold something, to grasp
Yes.
something. So
Yes.
he's just exhausting himself. That's all the story. He's just exhausting himself, looking and looking for the hint,
Yes.
for the thing, and at some point he sleeps. He melts away. So how was it for you? Maybe.
Yes, I do. So, um, if I look back at this life, maybe 20 years ago or 15 years ago, before I met Guruji,
Yeah.
then there is memory here. There's nothing conclusive I can say, but based on some memory here, I remember there being a lot of mental oppression. You see, being a lot of mental oppression, a lot of mental instruction saying, do this, don't do that, look at what this one is saying, look at how they are behaving, look at everything, and judging everything that was coming. You see, there was a lot of judgment. I remember a lot of judgment being here. and it just paints an image of a sort of mental slavery, you see, like a mental oppression. And and I don't know how accurate it is. I have to rely on what memory is showing up. But if I was to rely on that kind of memory, and if somebody was to say, would you exchange this openness here now with that if I gave you the best things in the universe? If you were the king of the universe, but you would be in that kind of mental state versus the openness that seems to be here now, what would you pick? I would say, without a doubt, without a doubt, this. So, so, but if you were to say, was there some special experience or things like this? And I've had a few over the years, but I really don't feel like that should be the focus, because the mind makes a benchmark out of that and says, oh, when you sat in the hot seat, this is what happened. You could not find a me. And first time on the hot seat, but I have been on the hot seat so many times. It's not happened for me. You see, these kind of judgments can come. So, so really, it's not that important about what spiritual experiences have been here. I've met so many with profound spiritual experiences, but the mind uses those very spiritual experiences to oppress them now, saying you had it, you lost it, you should always be like that. You see, all of these propositions on the mind are used by the same mind to oppress. You see? So, so I feel like just as much openness, as much emptiness as there can be this moment, that is the best. If you are open and empty now, then we are one. We are having the same experience. You see? We are having the same experience if you are open and empty. Okay. What you may call experience may be different from what I call experience, because you may look at an aspect of what you're perceiving and call that experience, and what I call experience is both the unmanifest and the entirety of the manifest. You see, so 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 the translation of what I'm saying may be different, but your experience is exactly the same. You see? So if that is what the question somewhere is about, that how can I come to the experience that you are having? You are coming to it right now, like this. You see? And I promise you, whether you interpret it like that or no, in that openness and emptiness, there is no time, there is no space. You are not somebody, you are not even everybody. You see? You are not unmanifest, you are not manifest. All of these boundaries are irrelevant. You see. So, so I'm not keeping anything from you. You see, not that you were implying that, but I'm just because sometimes it can come like this, that there must be something that you're experiencing which is, deeper, and you're not telling us. You're keeping it secret. You see, but deal with what you already have. You see, deal with it without making the shelters of mental notions to try and survive. You see, can we deal with just what shows up in our openness and emptiness? That is the sage. You're as sagely as the greatest sage when you are in the unborn. You see? And when are you in the unborn? Before the click, you are. You see? I was playing something like this the other day with another Sangha child. No? I said, "What's your name? Now, right now. What's your name? Right now. What's your name? Right now." You see? Even to have a name, we need time. You see, even to have a name, we need time. For all of us, this applies. We may feel like I'm very attached to Maya, which is name and form. But you cannot be so attached that in this right now, you are bound by Maya. It is just impossible. Maya can never be that strong to bind God in reality in any moment. Only in God's imagination is this play of. In fact, Maya is God's imagination in a way. You see? So all its effects are also in the imagination of consciousness, in the image making, you see, in the make believe game. You see? You see? What's your name? No, 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 what now? Right now. Yeah, Jagan. I didn't see Jagan. You see? So yeah. You cannot say, I'm human, I'm man, I'm seeker, I want God, I'm looking for truth. All of that is gone. What time is it right now? Time. What is the time? Time. No time. If I give you no time to think about time, there is no time. You see? So your sageliness, your true sageliness is never missing. It's always available to you. You see? Always from here. But the play of identification in this lila is that there seems to be a propensity to go with shadows, you see, than to look at the sun directly. You see, we rather look at the shadows and create pictures, shadow pictures, than to look at the sun. You see, the sun being your reality, your true light. So look for that. In what light are your thoughts appearing? Have that. In what light are your thoughts appearing?
Mm, that's a good one.
Whatever experience or expectation of experience we may have, in what light will that appear? Yeah?
You know, I just feel we, we are just, it's so simple because we are so much in habit of reporting and of sharing. So
Yeah.
if you are in front of me, you are my master. I must prove you. I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. So I'm looking for something to to grasp something that I
Yes.
can
Yes, I see this. I see this.
to give you as so that you recognize me and I recognize you and you
Yeah.
recognize me and so on. And it's never ending.
Yeah. But here at least it happens the other way. When I look at everyone, I feel like everyone is free.
Yeah, yeah,
You see, I just look at everyone, everyone's eyes are shining so brightly, and usually so much light is coming out, through you. I just feel like, wow, look at this. And I'm not stopping anyone from or making you shy of coming up, but after I hear the report, it's sometimes like, okay. So the mind tactic is usually is counterproductive.
yeah,
It's really
yeah.
counterproductive because we feel like what can I present to the master so that then he can know how free I am. You see, you see, and somewhere there's obviously, and it was here also very clearly that we need a sort of confirmation from the master to recognize how many insights we're having and how beautiful they are. You see, and how well we're doing. This kind of there, but that is my base presumption anyway. You see, that is my starting point. Where you take me from there is up to you. You see, my my presumption to begin with is that you're free. You see, at least if I have to operate on a paradigm, I would prefer to operate on that paradigm. You see, than to operate on the paradigm that you're all bound and you're a person or something like that. You see, so so I operate on this paradigm that you're free. It's still a paradigm, so you can convince me otherwise.
That may become a game also. Huh?
It can, yeah, of course. Every paradigm is a game, either of freedom or of bondage. So, all games are possible in every aspect of this Leela.
Yeah. Thank you. Holding freedom seems very stupid anyway.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Very good, very good.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
thank
your joy. Thank you for your joy and your exploding all the all the tracks. Thank you.
oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, they've been complaining about the sound for a long time. And I was feeling like we're having such a good satsang. That may be the best satsang actually. You didn't understand anything? That's the best satsang ever. Best, best. Okay, I see Philip. Philip can come.
Hello,
Hello, my dear.
it's my second satsang with you, and I just had the wish to come closer and say hello. There's not really a question or something, but only, yes, when I saw you first time on Monday, there was so much love for you, and I don't understand it, and I don't have to understand it, but I just want to say hello and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. So sweet. I enjoyed that very much. Very nice to meet you, my dear. And you're very welcome here. Sometimes I've started noticing a bit that in my words and expression, I can sound a bit intimidating, and we can feel like, is Ananta going to judge me for my mental understanding or some conceptual sort of question? But it's not like that. You see. It is just, I'm trying just to be in service to you as much as I can. And sometimes, like Etienne was saying earlier, sometimes in service to you, I feel like some explosions are warranted to blow away some conceptual stuff. No, so that is why it can be like that. So so don't feel at all. Just feel as much at home as possible. And I'm actually in my heart, I'm just like a harmless little sheep, just trying to be in service to the sangha. Although I've started to notice that sometimes the the expression can be a bit strong sometimes. So just feel like it's a safe space for you, and you're very welcome. You're very welcome here. So
I'm not experiencing it as strong or hard, just as very simple and clear
very
and grounding. It's wonderful, that simplicity, and it's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Very good. Okay, Lian, Shanti, and Varjo.
Namaste, beloved Father.
Thank you, my dear.
How are you?
Namaste. Good.
So I wanted to bring something to you, and at the same time come very open. One, what I wanted to bring is that um, next week I'm starting a new show, and this topic has brought many worries and challenges in the past. So just I felt to leave it at your feet as always.
What do you mean? A new show is what show?
No,
What
no,
type?
a new show, a new work.
A new work? Is it like performance
Yeah.
art or what
No,
kind
no,
of?
no, no, no. As a professor.
Ah, that's nice. Ah, you call it show? Okay. In here, when we refer to show, it's mostly like on stage or singing or something like that.
Actually, I tried to say show.
Job. Ah, yes, yes.
Well, it's a show also, so.
Acha. What do you share with students? What subject? What is your line?
This design thinking. I don't know if you know that.
What is it again?
Design thinking.
Design thinking. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. It's
In fact, my
it.
daughter has a class on this topic. My daughter just
Yes.
has a class on this topic. Design thinking. Yes.
Yes. And
Very-
it feels very beautiful, but like I said in the past, this topic about show brought
Yeah.
like worries, and but yes, it feels like all that it's already gone, and it feels beautiful.
Very good. I already have a feeling that you are an excellent professor.
Thank you.
Because I can sense the openness and love that you have, and students just thrive on that. It's very good. It's very good. Very nice. Very nice.
And yes, it's like although the recognition is like very clear, as we were speaking before,
Yeah.
it seems also that in these like spaces, like workspace, generally there is a lot of conceptual driven, like dynamics
Yeah.
and personal dynamics and all that. So yes, just and also maybe more activity, no, here, like, and well, sometimes still all this can feel like a challenge, or maybe bring some noise here,
Yeah.
but yes, just wanted to bring it and to observe that in reality nothing conditions what I am.
Yes. You're doing very well, my dear. Very well. It's all good. It's all good. All my love, all my blessings are with you and to all your students and everyone. When does it start?
The show next week, and the how do you say, like the assignment, and in
Yeah.
2 months.
I see. The final exam, like.
No, like the, how do you say, like we will prepare the classes, and in 2 months the classes start.
I see. I see. So you start the preparing for the classes next week.
Yes.
I see. I see. And this will be online on Zoom?
Yes, online.
I see. Very good. Very good. All my blessings. All my blessings.
Thank you.
Okay, Shanti ji. What's happening? Long time no see.
Yes. Can you
Yes.
hear me? Hello? Can
Yes,
you
yes, I
hear?
can hear
Oh,
you. Yes,
good.
yes.
So yeah, I just wanted to come and say hello, Father. It's been so long. It's just too long. I wanted to connect. I'm here not all the time, but I'm often here, and it's so wonderful to still be able to come and be in satsang with you and the sangha. I miss Bangalore. I miss you. I miss the Sangha there. Just wanted to connect with you. Maybe also to just for some reason, I don't know why, ask for a blessing for my mother. If you could just hold her, because there's some physical things. She's 88 now, and very good health until recently. So things are quickly coming difficult for her. So just, but I know she's in your hands. She's in good care. The physical is really not important, but why not ask for the blessing for her too, and for me too. I've been going through some very strange physical things as well, and mental, the whole thing, So yeah, but although there are times where there seems to be an overwhelming of it, you're always here with me. So even coming now like this in front of you is not really necessary. It's not, but it's nice. So I just want to be able to come to you at your feet. I'm at your feet always, always. And such a joy to be in Satsang. I mean, I for what, 6 years now? Yeah, it's been repetitive. I mean, it's all the same in different ways.
Yes.
So, but, maybe, I can appreciate there's a lot of new as well. And new insights, more, I don't know what more, but anyway, I love you. I love you. I love you so, so, so much. I'm just so grateful that.
Same, my love. All my
And
blessings.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's been a while, but wish you that now too.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Yes, all my love.
Thank you, my dear. All my blessings, all my love to Mom, you, your daughter, everyone.
Thank you so much. And could I ask a favor?
Yes, of course, my dear, always.
May I see the Sangha there in Bangalore?
Yes.
May I say hello?
Yes.
Some I may know from before, but otherwise. And to all the masters on the wall, thank you. Hello, my loves. Hello. Mwah.
To get them on the screen as well. There you go. It's small attendance because of Corona time, of course, but yeah.
Hello, everyone. Love you, love you. So much. I don't see heads. Oh, there. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Love you all so much. Wish I could be there.
That's it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Father. That's all. I really don't want to take more time. Thank you so much.
That was sweet. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much. All my love. Let's see if my video is all right now. Yeah, it seems okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Thank you, my dear. See you soon. Okay. Now, Warjo, you can come. There you go. Best report. Much love. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste, Father. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I need to fix my screen a bit, but I can hear you well. Yes, yes, yes.
So there is a lot of movement happens in identification with the body, etc., etc. At the same time, it's seeing that all this is happening. I don't know. So, I feel like in one part it is done already, but this is happening also.
Yes.
Uh, so I don't mind at the level that this is life, no? But I am feeling like there is something that is that that must to be done in the realm of the physical realm of the forms and all these things, no? And I feel like I don't know. There is a desire like
Yes.
at this end right now. Something like that. Maybe it's this desire that is creating all these things. I don't know. I don't know.
Is there a specific desire, like a desire for something?
So maybe like I don't know that like for that all this is complete or I don't know. No sé. I don't really know.
I see. I see.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know everything happened. That everything happened like no fighting with the happenings of the life. And just try. There is something that is trying to observe, uh, and, and there is an observing happening also. That is feeling like this identification with the form.
I see. What is the notion or the theme of the notion which causes the most trouble, the most suffering?
The idea of the person, no, I don't know, the idea of the person.
Yes, but which theme? Because a person is made up of ideas about relationship or money or health of the body or to find freedom, seeking this meaning through freedom,
But
which is,
maybe that it's maybe that I have to finish this. So like I work for this all the this is maybe it's this. I work for this I stay all my life.
you wanted this all your life? Is that what you mean?
It's like I work for this.
You work for this.
I
Ah,
work for this, and I know this since I was a child. Before I know all this thing about Vaita Vedanta, Hinduism, or something like that. When
yes.
I see Muji, I I was not. I was knowing that was him. That like I always work for him
Yeah.
because he's got like you, and I feel like this has to finish.
Acha.
Like has to finish because if not, all my life has no meaning. Something like oh, I don't know. I feel like I all the things that I do in life, like job or things, are just to I don't know, uh, make it time or something. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I feel you know fully in my heart since I was a child that
Just a moment, my dear. Somebody is sharing the screen. Yeah, I'm good.
maybe it's this
It was
I
nice meeting
I
you.
don't
It
know.
was, but yeah, it's fine. So, this idea of finishing this journey and finding the ultimate truth, is that causing the most suffering?
I don't know. I cannot say.
But to suffer, you have to know, no? Just don't know for a moment and see if you can suffer. Just don't know and let's see how suffering comes. Huh? Everyone experiment. Don't know anything and suffer and show. And
I can say.
you see,
Yeah,
that's
I'm here. I'm here right now. Uh,
don't make a knowing out of it. Because whatever you make a knowing out of, you can suffer from. Mind is inviting you to know something again. Don't do that. It's fine.
yes.
It will say, "Oh, but it has to finish. It has to finish." Yes. Without it, it's finished. The voice that says it has to finish is stopping the finish. No.
yes.
You see, so like the Buddhist masters told us that grasping is suffering. What is the grasping they were talking about? It is the same knowing. Conceptual grasping is suffering, and it could be grasping for the highest, and maybe that could be the highest suffering. Are you are you trying to suffer without knowing anything?
Without knowing anything, I don't know. I don't know.
You cannot have I don't know and suffering at the same time. Is it?
But I don't feel that I'm suffering.
Yes, but
Like
you started this.
this year and all these things, yes, it's happening. All these things happening, but you can say, you can say, I don't know.
When you know anything at all, suffering is inevitable. You see? But to drop these conceptual notional ideas about ourselves, no suffering is possible. So even suffering we don't have to know or not know. Like don't have to know whether you're suffering or not suffering. So it's
Yes,
not.
because so many times it's like I don't know if I'm suffering or not. I
Yeah.
don't know what I have to drop. I don't know, ¿sabe? Because I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Like so, this also happened.
Yeah. apparently. But we don't really know.
And the mind has so many questions. Like, I have to know this question because if not, I'm going to be free.
You are free now, in this moment. If you start to know your questions, then you're a questioner, you're not free. Whatever position consciousness plays as if it is taking seriously, then that is the pretense or the mask that it plays as if it is wearing.
Yes,
Is it?
yes,
And even the idea of freedom is another mask.
yes,
Bondage, freedom, all are just ideas.
yes.
Easy. The mind will offer you some carrot, no? Some fruit, saying that after all my um insights, after all my spiritual seeking, inquiry, and so much beautiful transformation, you have to get to some ultimate freedom or something. Is
Yes,
it? So, but who is that you in that picture? Not your reality. Still the one that is presumably in time and space.
yes.
Forget about that one.
Who is going to forget?
The same consciousness that is troubling itself with limited ideas about itself now is being invited by consciousness itself to become open and empty. Anybody else is there? We can talk to that one if anybody else is there. But
Okay, yes, there is a feeling of that, and yes, but this one, but I know that is not this way, no? I all these questions and this pull, like to asking to know, is here, and I don't want to give you all the question because I know that.
okay, let's try one more time. Don't know anything. What is the knowledge you feel you cannot do without? What knowledge do you need to breathe?
I don't understand.
Yes, yes. What knowledge
Yes,
do you need to breathe?
to breathe, what it
Yeah.
means breathe.
Breathe like that. So breathe. No?
Like, I don't understand the question.
Okay, okay. Let me say, what knowledge do you need to beat your heart?
And forbid your
Yeah.
heart.
Yes, yes,
Ah, this is happened by itself.
yes. So everything important is happening by itself. Only unimportant we have to think about. And that is called suffering. What do you think?
Thank you. I,
What is the question?
no, it's thank you, because I don't have to know anything.
Yes.
This is what is happening.
It's such a great unburdening to not have to know anything. Very good. Very good.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Okay. Okay, I can sense this body is getting a bit tired now. Maybe one last. Who's got the most burning, most urgent? Most. Okay, Ramanpreet. No pressure now, huh? All those who put their hand down will look at your question.
Hello, Ananta-ji, can you hear me?
I can hear you, my dear, but no video is there. It's okay. With audio is also.
Can you see me now?
There you are. Yes. Hello, my dear.
How are you, Ananta-ji? In fact, I was about to lower my hand, but by that time you took my
Acha,
name.
called upon you. So you're reducing the pressure. You're saying it's not needed?
Uh,
It's
well,
not.
actually, I always ask you questions. Today, I have a small report to give you.
Acha, please.
Um, in fact, I had a question between of the satsang, and I did post it. But by the time I could articulate it, the question was answered. And I just wanted to share that your words are like the food for the soul and a dynamite to the ego. And they bring you to such a beautiful place, and it is so sweet that actually I could taste it in my mouth also. And the mind which was asking the question about something, and intuitively, I said, I love you too, you come and sit with me and tell me what you want. And it didn't have any answer. It was just quiet. It was sitting with me. I just wanted to share this with you, Anantaji, and thank you so much. uh, I am so grateful to have come across you and Guruji in this life. And I can't thank enough for this blessing, because I believe that my soul was yearning for a master, yearning to get answers to my questions. And what I'm noticing now is that the questions are dropping now, and there is so much of space and so much of relaxation in this moment. And there are no buts right now. So thank you so much, Ananta-ji. Really, really grateful to you.
Very welcome, my dear, and all my love is with you, and full blessings for your highest discovery, for all of you. Yes. So also next week we don't have satsang because this body has been quite tired with constant working and satsang and many things. So I'll take a bit of a break during, because it's also the one Sangha gathering, and it gives me an opportunity to probably rest the entire week. So next week we won't have satsang. But soon, those who had to put their hands down because of this body's tiredness, I'm happy to, of course, meet next Monday, and we can definitely look at those questions. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being in satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Muji Baba ki jai. Thank you. Love you all.